Manipulation. Ooh, even the sound of the word is sinister, and rightly so. There's little doubt that manipulation is controversial. I mean, just have a look at some of the headlines chiropractic manipulation attracts. Manipulation causes death. Chiropractors are just abusers. But is manipulation dangerous? G'day, I'm Jedynak and thanks for watching this video. As you may already know, I've had the privilege of teaching podiatrists, physios, chiropractors, osteopaths and physical therapists around the world for nearly 20 years. If you're a health practitioner interested in manual therapies, then this video is for you. Let me ask you to do something for a moment. Imagine this, a lovely Christmas table setting, heaving with mum's best crystal, china, glasses, candelabras, and in the back room there are two mischievous young boys running around, and one of them is swinging a hammer that he found in the back shed. And now they're running up the passage to this lovely dining setting. What's the chances of that hammer ending up causing some damage? Pretty high, right? Yeah. Okay, so imagine the hammer swinging and knocking over glasses and smashing the crockery and damaging the table. There are tears and swearing, you get the idea, right? So, what was the problem? The hammer, of course. After all, that's what smashed the glasses and the crockery and dented great-grandmother's prize-seated dining table. Or is there something else to consider? You see, the hammer is a tool, a very handy tool. It was probably used to construct that very table. But that very tool just caused a heap of damage and carnage, didn't it? Therefore, that hammer is dangerous, right? Potentially, yeah, I'd say so. But of course, it's not the tool that's dangerous, it's how it was used. You see, manipulation is just a tool. If it's not used correctly, well, then it can cause damage. Heck, those nail clippers that sit in most podiatry clinics, they're considered dangerous. I know this personally. I was stopped at airport security because my nail clippers were in my carry-on luggage and considered dangerous. True story. Tools in and of themselves are not dangerous. Misuse of tools can certainly be dangerous, and manipulation, misused, has the potential to be dangerous. Used correctly though, manipulation has been shown to be a valuable therapeutic tool since ancient Egyptian times over 3,000 years ago. More recently, physiotherapy, led by Jeff Maitland of Adelaide, Australia, must be a great place, he developed the internationally recognised postgraduate degree in manipulative physiotherapy. Chiropractic undergraduate training courses have their students spending years developing manipulation skills, and rightly so. The potential risks associated with manipulation of the spine do warrant careful training. So let's get stuck into this juicy topic. What is manipulation? Manipulation is a term used to describe manual techniques employed in manual therapies. To determine the risks involved and the level of danger, let's define manipulation. Manipulation is the application of force at a joint's end passive range of movement at a speed and force that the patient could not overcome. In other words, it's all over before the patient could resist the force. When manipulating an adult ankle or subtalar joint, this would typically be approximately 200 to 240 newtons of force. To determine if manipulation could be dangerous, we need to clarify the definition of dangerous, which in this context is likely to cause or result in harm or injury. If manipulation is likely to cause harm or injury, then it's reasonable to conclude that they could be dangerous. Make sense? This is important to be clear about because you're in the business of helping people, not harming them, right? One of the risks of manual therapeutic methods is causing harm. In the instance of foot or ankle treatments, manipulations are used to release or break up connective tissue restrictions to restore healthy joint functions. The releasing of connective tissues means literally tearing apart the collagen cross-linkages that form and limit normal joint motions. We essentially tear apart the tissues and then allow them to heal and repair in a more optimum state. If we tear apart those tissues too aggressively or too quickly, the degree of harm can be disruptive to the therapeutic objective. And that leads us to the question of how much force is too much, or how much force is dangerous? Firstly, let's recap the amount of force typically used by a competent practitioner when manipulating the ankle, and that is 200 to 240 newtons. So what do those numbers mean for ligaments and joint capsules? The physiological aim of manipulation is to create micro tears of the collagen cross linkages, but not cause damage to the integrity of the ligaments and capsules. The integrity of the ligaments is lost when a ligament is sprained or ruptured. Cadaver experiments indicate that ligaments tend to fail when 400 to 800 newtons of force are applied. Now, those cadavers had all other tissues removed. The joint capsules, the associated muscles and tendons, all that was left was just the ligaments. So in a living, complete human being, you're going to have ligaments, joint capsules, muscles, tendons, and other connective tissues holding the joint together. You're probably going to need to generate over 1,000 newtons of force to sprain or rupture a ligament. It's highly unlikely that you're able to generate that amount of force, unless of course you're built like me. Typically, the manipulative force you'd apply will generate only 15 to 25% of the force required to cause harm. In other words, when you manipulate a joint, you're applying less than a quarter of the force required to cause damage. On this physiological basis, we can conclude that manipulation of the foot or ankle is not dangerous. I know manipulation sometimes gets some bad press because patients have suffered a stroke after a chiropractic manipulation, but you know what the facts are? The literature states that a serious adverse reaction following a chiropractic manipulation of the cervical spine occurs between 1 in 400,000 and 1 in 1.6 million. But heck, they do make sensational TV stories, don't they? Using manipulation to treat musculoskeletal conditions of the foot and leg should be part of every practitioner's armoury. But of course, we must proceed with caution. Health practitioners need high quality training to master manipulation. They need expert feedback and practice and opportunities to work on various bodies because, of course, every body is different. But most importantly, practitioners need to understand when not to manipulate a joint. And that's what we cover in our Fix More Feet workshops, because understanding the contraindications for manipulation is vital for success of any treatment. If you found this video useful, then please feel free to share it via Facebook or Twitter or send a telegram. If you have any questions, comments or feedback, please email me, ted@fixmorefeet.com. Please stay tuned for our next video, Mobilization and Manipulation. Is there a difference? Before signing off from the land down under, I want to thank you for watching this video. Have a bonza day, mate, and until next time, be healthy, wealthy and wise.